Thank you, and welcome to Things That Matter, a show that hosts different personalities, young and old, from different perspectives to share their experiences, to share their views, to discuss things that matter in our lives. Today, I'm hosting Kopano Tebe.
Yes, ma'am.
Kopano means unity, so you and I are together today.
Yes.
And you're going to be talking to us about, your very old life at 18. We're talking to us about your next segment in your life, and inspiring young people out there.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, tell us a little bit. Who is Kopano Tebe?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a. How can I put this? I have a good character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not a very serious person. I
Mm-hmm.
like good vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Chill.
I know because I was listening to your music earlier on, and I said your music should be shared with packet of aspirin for people my age. No,
Okay.
all right, no, that's okay.
Yes. Yes, I am 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Gaborone
Okay.
from the age of 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then I came to Chile, right? I did standard 3 here.
Mm-hmm. Today
Yes,
mm-hmm.
Rasura at first.
It was then Rasirura Primary School.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And then I finished school in TDA
Mm-hmm.
from 5 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Then I started to work again for TDA 2021. So yeah, that's me.
Mm-hmm. So you are one of the interns here.
Yeah, I'm one of the
Mm-hmm.
interns.
In fact, I should not be hosting you. You should be hosting me, because basically you and your age mates put together the studio.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So your tagline is really diamond. What does that mean to you? Why are you a diamond? Are you a rough one? Are you a cut one? Are you a polished diamond? What kind of
Uh,
diamond are you?
a polished one.
You're a polished one.
Yes, because I believe a polished one shines brighter than the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, here in TVA, we groom diamonds, to
Mm-hmm.
shine brighter than the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
Mm-hmm. And when you're not studying, what are your hobbies? And how do you balance work or school work and out of school work? And what would you advise young people like yourself out there?
My hobbies are I just listen to music.
Hmm. The
Uh,
music that you were playing before we started, is that correct?
yes. uh, I listen to a lot of mixed songs by
Mm-hmm.
DJs.
Okay.
Cause I wanna be have DJ then focus on my careers,
Uh-huh.
something like that. Yeah. So on my free time, I just mix songs.
Mm-hmm.
Try to copy
Mm-hmm.
my role models, see how I can improve.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, how I balance my work and my hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go to work first.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Then once I'm done, I know that there won't be nothing distracting me.
Mm-hmm.
So now I focus on my hobby,
Mm-hmm.
just like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I mean I've been watching you and working with you for the last few months, and I noticed that you're very disciplined. You've never been late, to the show. It is not when I'm here,
Yes.
and you always have your eyes, every. Where do you get that of discipline? Who is a role model in your life in terms of discipline?
Oh, in terms of discipline,
Mm-hmm. Like, coming on time, being responsible and being responsive. When the team says, this needs to happen, you seem to always be there.
uh, the major, the major one I'm gonna say is my dad.
Mm-hmm.
He's very strict.
Okay.
Yes. He keeps on telling me that once you're early, you focus.
Mm-hmm.
People are gonna see that you're dedicated, and they're gonna focus their attention on you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second part is my teachers from
Mm-hmm.
school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've taught me a lot. In terms of being early for lessons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The one example I can give is my teacher, Mr. Gauda.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that even 1 minute late, can cost you your whole life.
Yeah, it's a good lesson.
Yes.
It's a good lesson.
So yes, my teachers and my dad.
And teachers and your dad.
Yeah.
And in terms of subjects here at TDA, what subject have you enjoyed the most, and why?
You mean like?
Yeah, like maths or
Oh, okay.
science, or English.
I have two. I
Mhm.
have two.
Mhm.
Wanna say English and agriculture.
Uh huh.
English, um, I liked it because it's broad. The lesson was nice.
Mhm.
We range from maths
Mhm.
to politics. So
Okay.
that's why I loved English.
Mhm.
And then the agriculture part, um, I kind of like relate to it
Mhm.
because me and my dad family, we go to the farm a lot.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
it was kind of easy to learn the 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 subject, hence I was doing it practically from home and
Mhm.
school. So
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm. Which is one of the things that the important things here at TDA. The idea that there has to be a bridge between the classroom and real life.
Yes.
So it's good to hear that from a personal perspective or personal experience, you actually were able to bridge that gap that often is a gap. So that's good.
Yes.
What about peer pressure? Some people say, I had to smoke because my friends were smoking. I was, So how do you handle peer pressure? Do you feel like you're the kind of child who, is more likely to go to what and do what other kids say you do, even if it's bad for you? And how do you advise young people? Because right now you just done your Form 5, you're just about to go to tertiary. So peer pressure. Let's discuss that.
Okay. Can you like elaborate what do you mean about?
Like for example, are you the kind of young man who, if four of your friends and say, come on, let's go and drink and forget about classes,
Oh.
you are more likely to go with them instead of thinking this is not good for me. Guys, you can go, but that's not for me. Are you strong enough to stick with your principles? That's a question.
Yes. Yes, I am strong enough.
Mhm.
How can I put this?
Mhm.
Uh, I
There's
just don't.
there's no community of young people where there's not bad behavior.
Yes. Yes.
And the most common one we start is around 15, 16 is smoking. You know,
Yeah, it is.
isn't it? Yes.
But I've never
Mhm.
been, you know, a victim of peer pressure.
Mhm. You are
Because
strong in.
yeah, because I know when to say no.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
but for me, I can tell the difference between good and bad.
Mhm.
So when someone says, "Hey, let's do this because it's fun," I
Mhm.
just before I do it, I think of the negative effects, like drinking. I'm gonna start thinking, what if I start drinking now? Is this going to be a problem for me in the future?
Mhm.
Uh, like, will I get home every day drunk? Stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I've never been a victim of peer pressure.
Mhm.
Yeah, apart from the good one, not the bad one.
Okay. Okay. When good friends are saying let's do something good,
Yes.
and I would say that the team that put together this program or this project,
Yeah.
was a good team, and maybe just right there, talk us a little bit about yourself. Are you an only child, for example? Are
Oh,
you? Mhm.
at home we are four.
Mhm.
It's my brother. He's the first one. Then I'm the second one.
Mhm.
My sister is the
Mhm.
third. Then the last born, he's a boy.
Okay. So you're a middle child.
I'm the middle child.
Oh, that's good. I
Yes.
wanted to talk us. Let's go back to the talk about smoking because I really think that it's an opportunity talking to a young man. Advise other young men out there. Because there's been a lot of talk recently about um, those who are smoking to stop smoking, and those who are not smoking not to start smoking at all. And maybe just put in a word here out there that I liked what you said earlier on. You said if I start drinking now, maybe I'll start, continue to drink. And maybe to say like if you start smoking now, it may be a choice to start, but stopping is not a choice because once you start smoking, you cannot stop.
Yes.
So I would just want to, for young people out there, and parents of young people out there to hear from a young, disciplined young man, about what would you advise about smoking, knowing that once you start, you really can't stop, or it's very difficult to stop. Not
Yeah.
you can't stop, but it's very difficult to stop.
Okay, from my point of view, uh, how did I not end up smoking, right?
Mm.
So the key factor is communication with
Mhm.
your parents.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not shy to talk about this kind of topics,
Mhm.
So I communicate with my mom and dad every day,
Point. That's a good point. And teachers, mhm, you know, are they important in your lives? Do you think they've been, TDA teachers before that they were Rasura teachers?
yes,
Would you say they were part of, creating the Kopana we see today?
yes, yes.
Mm. The importance of teachers.
They are very important. The importance of teachers. It's similar to
It's about them
yeah,
knowing where you are in your life, but it's also about your personal safety.
yes,
Because if you don't show up at 5 and you don't communicate and you never communicate, if there's no communication, usually something bad would have happened to you, they wouldn't even know.
yes,
So communication, consistency, between people who are, part of a community is important,
yes, but
because then you should be able to tell if something bad has happened.
yes,
Otherwise, if you don't call and it's 6 o'clock, they will know that something has happened. I think
exactly,
that's a good point.
yes, ma'am.
And also, on the other hand, I know young people where they have been completely drunk, gone home, slipped into their bedrooms, sleep it off, and then the parents will never know because there's no communication.
Yeah.
So communication is important so that you can see red flags in relationships
Yeah.
early on. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you're saying. So communication, communication, communication,
It's holistic.
in openness. Yes. Okay. When we come back, okay, we're going to talk about work. You've said 3 times already on the show that I come to work. I think the public, the listening public, your friends out there will want to know more about what is this work, and then we will also discuss your next steps. What do you want to do with your future? You are 18. You wrote your exams last year, and now is a major step in your next in your life, your next step in your life. So when we come back, we'll discuss that. But if we were to give one lesson or one message or one advice to Form 5s this year, 16-year-old, or maybe not Form 5, let's say Form 4, preparing for exams, what would you say to them? We've got 2 more years to go before they sit their exams. What advice would you share with them?
I would say they should be consistent in their work. Yes, just be consistent in school and at home. Also be consistent. So consistency.
Well, Kopano, thank you very much. I'm sure young people listening to you out there have learned a few things, or at least you are reinforcing what they already know. Communication with family, be consistent. Always tell those who love you where you are, and always say when you are going to be late. And above all, be disciplined. Focus, 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 and discipline. Thank you very much. And when we come back, we will continue this conversation. But again, you are watching Things That Matter, and I have here with me Kopano. Again, Kopano means unity, unity means Kopano. So it's a very happy coincidence today. And once again, I should be your guest and you should be my host, because you and a group of young people, basically with the help of some adults, you'll tell us more about that. I put together the studio. Things That Matter. Thank you very much. See you later. Okay? All right.
That was good.
Good.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So we're going to last segment, yeah?
Is it last or 2?
Yeah, I think we can fuse because we were
Okay.
live for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Already? Okay.
So we can just fuse the last 2 into one.
Okay.
The remaining 15.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We did lose, we lost the connection for a little bit.
All right, with that. Okay.
And we managed to get the best of one of those connections.
Okay, great. It's quite an interesting insightful conversation, huh?
With Mr. Kopan.
Yeah.
He's a chill.
Huh?
He's chill.
He's had the issues, yeah. Claro. She's happy. She's comfortable in his own skin, which is good. Yeah. All right.
So
Mr. K,
10 minutes tops. Yeah.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
You have to show me when to 10 minutes, because I don't have no idea. I have no watch in front of me.
You know,
So I
you know what's interesting is that you're actually on key.
But I think they'll give you signal. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tell me when to start.
Okay.
Risha.
3, 2, 1, action.
Welcome back to Things That Matter. In this studio, I have Kopano Taibe,
Yes.
18 years old, and we're discussing things that matter to his life, things that matter to young people of his age. And when we broke off, when we went on a break, we were talking about you coming to work.
Yes, ma'am.
People are thinking, 18-year-old working. Tell us more about that. What is work? What is your
What is
work? What is the work that you're doing right now?
Oh, the work I'm doing right now.
Mhm.
So I work at the Dow Academy, the radio station.
Mhm.
My work is basically sound engineering,
Mhm.
right? But for me, it's not only that, because I want to be flexible.
Mhm.
So it can range from serving guests tea to the technical side. So yeah, that's work for me.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yes, I have enjoyed it a lot.
You've enjoyed it a lot.
Yes.
And you may want to share with the listening public, how it all started. You were in Form 5 last year, then what? And yeah, and how did you bring, you and your team bring the studio to where it is right now?
So it all started with Mr. Ian, the global, and Mr. Alder. So they came to our school. So they told us that they are planning to build a radio station. So I was interested in it because I wanted to be a DJ at first.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay.
So I thought, let me just take the leap of faith and join the group. So by that time it was 2020. I was still doing Form 5. And then 2021 February, it was the what registration, something like that. Yes.
So you had to apply.
Yeah, we
It was
had
a
to
competitive
apply.
process.
Yeah,
because
we were more than 20 by that time, and now we're 5. We were 7, but 5 now. So we just came for the interview. We were asked questions about our dedication and our role. What's our role going to be in the radio station? Yes. So I pulled it off, yeah, I gave it my all.
Yeah, because I mean, from my understanding is that the process was competitive, but not only that, they were looking for people who were going to be who are focused, who are disciplined, who are likely to stay with the program, not just decide, okay, I tried 2 months, and also who are, like you said, flexible. When you started, you had to paint the studio. Is that correct?
Yes.
You had to fix the floors. It was an unused building that you put together. I think that's really, really impressive.
Yeah, it was a difficult journey. It was not easy because when we first came, we thought we were gonna finish the job in 1 month.
Okay.
But we did it in 4.
What did it involve? What did you do? What exactly were you doing? Maybe people want to listen and to hear that.
What I did was basically everything. What we did.
Yes, a group. Yes, as a team.
As a team, we did everything. We went from floor management to the roof and ceiling. I remember one time I just had to climb on top of the roof and paint the blue stuff. I don't know what was there, but yeah. So it was a difficult journey for me.
What did your parents think? Do you think it was good for you to be using your hands?
Yes.
And working like that?
For them, they thought since I'm gonna be using my hands, it's a good life skill which I can grasp from the TVA. So they were quite happy about it. Yes.
And you still come into work, and every day, like you said.
Yes.
So most young people now, once they finish their Form 5, they want to relax as they are waiting for their next, step in life. But you are happy to continue working, almost like going to school, because you still have to come back, every morning to go to work.
But young people nowadays, they're not relaxed. But for lack of jobs, I think they just stay at home. But what I've seen now is that some come up with plans like opening tuck shops.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So there's no longer, that kind of sitting back, waiting
relaxation.
for. Yeah. So young people are beginning to, and you think maybe COVID also assisted people to rethink their priorities? Do you think?
I think so.
You think so? That
Yeah.
because it's been hard for parents, it's been hard for the whole
Yes.
world. It's money is tight.
Money is tight.
Because even if you are working, you have a cousin that you have to support, or a cousin. So money is not is tight for everybody.
Yes.
So young people are coming to the table as well to assist. That's good.
Yes.
That's good. Let's talk about your internship is coming to an end. Universities are opening in August. What are your plans? Where are you going? What are you going to be doing?
So I'm gonna be studying at the University of Botswana. The course I choose is Bachelor of Criminal Justice.
Criminal justice.
Yes, ma'am.
Very interesting, especially since I'm a lawyer.
Yes.
I'm interested in that discussion. Yes. Why criminal justice?
Why I choose criminal justice is because I think it's for me because it's a course that's about discipline,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm coming from a background that's very disciplined.
Mhm.
My dad is disciplined, my mom's disciplined, so they
Mm-hmm.
taught me how to be disciplined. So
Mm-hmm. Did
that's
you like
it.
to watch crime shows on television?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
All right. So, and the kind of skills that you learned here, in terms of listening to people, in terms of analyzing data, in terms of even just taking photographs, using cameras like you're doing here, those are some of the tools you're going to be needing. So, in some ways, you may think that in some ways, I think we can say that this last 6 months actually have assisted in preparing you for the next segment. Do you think that?
Yes.
Do you think that?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, collecting, criminal justice also about collecting evidence,
Yes.
assessing evidence, and the collection tools of today are the kind of tools to be using here.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
It has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, how long is your course?
It's 4 years.
It's a 4-year course.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to link it with psychology.
Okay.
Yes.
Why psychology?
Why psychology? I don't know. I just
You think learning how people think and what makes people tick is important. It's related to also if you're in the justice sector. I
Just
think
that
I think you're
just want
correct. I think you're correct. Yes.
and to increase my value.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. 18 years old. When you see into the future, 10 years from today, what will Tebe be doing? 10 years from today, Tebe will be 28. Where will Tebe be? In Muchudi, in Mahalape, in Johannesburg, in Canada, in Gaborone, or you haven't thought that far yet?
I have,
Mm-hmm.
but I still wanna be in Muchili. I don't wanna go that far because this is my roots.
These are your roots. Mm-hmm.
So 10 years from now, I just wanna see myself maybe the at the high yeah. But
Uh-huh.
the career I've not thought about it, but I
Mhm.
just wanna see myself at the top.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much. I mean, with your, character, with your focus, with the way you think, the way I've seen, a few months that I'm here, I think you have a great future in front of you.
Thank you.
I keep those values, of discipline, of communication, of community. I really think one of the things that comes very clearly when you speak is your sense of community, that you can't do it on your own. I mean, you need a team, both at home, at work, and also keep on inspiring others.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sure Mr. Kawunda is very happy to have a
Yes.
student to have had a student like you. And with that, is there any other thing that you want to share, maybe with your youngest sibling? Is a sister?
Yeah.
What do you want to say to your sister before we part?
She should be herself,
Mm-hmm.
but she should not forget her roots and discipline.
Good. Little sister at home, your brother is saying be yourself, but be rooted and be disciplined. With that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we come to the end of this show. Things that matter. Our guest today was Kopano Tebe from Muchudi, a diamond, a polished one. A polished really diamond. Thank you very much and have a great day. Things that matter. Okay.
Yeah, live applause.
Like I
Yes.
said, right on cue.
Yeah.
We could please send an email to Casey.
Thank you.
She needs
Yes,
to
ma'am.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we take a quick 5. Casey is on standby.
Okay.
So with Casey, it's
I'm selling cabbage, people.
Selling cabbage.
Yeah, man.
I'd like some.
I'll bring you some from the farm today.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I tell you. After once the cabbage is ready, that's when you realize. I mean, you got 14,000, 15,000 cabbages in the field. And then
There's something I'll tell you about it after the.
Hello. I'm fine. How are you? Are we on today? Are we?
If we set up the camera here,
Where thing?
and then it feeds into
Yes, I'm listening. Nigga,
the buffer strip.
Emma,
Instead of this camera, we'll use,
where thing?
but do they pick sound?
No.
Okay, so I thought we are going to be there for a while.
It's coming from the left.
Okay, cool.
So it's coming from
Because I think it will look great if it's left.
Okay, boy, about to be I have a 9:30 appointment. It's slightly running late. I've got another hour here, Mumuchu, before I get.
So the eye level.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Yeah. Hey, I'm very hungry. I'm always hungry these days. Gee.
So sorry, some coffee or tea.
Okay. No, it's just that I sugar. Can I have some sugar? Oh, just sugar. Just need some.
She would like just some sugar.
My dad used to have sweets all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
He's a doctor, and sometimes it'd be 6 hours up and down with patients.
Yeah.
So just pop one sweet in his mouth and just keep him going for another
For a
hour.
while. Yeah. I had coffee this morning. Let me not have more coffee. Let me just have some sugar. Just a sugar bowl. No, just remember that this woman I know has Cassie. That's not even her name. That's her nickname.
Yes, I saw her name. I'm like, okay.
What did she give her full name?
She gave her email address. That's where I saw her.
Okay, let me see that.
I think her first name,
Kiso.
Kissensing.
Kisensing.
Yeah.
Okay. Surname?
No, I don't know. She didn't put the surname.
Okay,
The surname
Kisensing.
was not in the email.
Okay.
Kissensing.
Thank you.
Ma? Okay, when you have a moment.
Supposed to manage my account. That's strange.
So did you have sugar?
I didn't get my sugar.
So, doing this guy here.
Ma? What's that song that Shesha talked about for the birth scene of the child? It's a traditional song or something like that.
Which one is it? Talk about.